As new, modern and more fuel-efficient jets take over in the aviation industry, some of the older aircraft are starting to be phased out, which is the purpose of today's video, to share with you my final experience on board the British Airways Boeing 767. After 28 years of service, the aircraft are being retired from the BA fleet at the end of 2018. So join me on board this flight from Frankfurt to London Heathrow. Welcome to Blake Edgington Airborne. Let's get going. So, thoughts on Frankfurt Airport? It's not bad, but do bear in mind if you are travelling to certain destinations, there's not a lot to do around the gate area, which is the case on my flight today. Also, just one little tip to passengers travelling through, please be prepared when you go through security. The amount of people I saw today that had no clue what was going on, despite multiple signs, just take care. Anyway, it's time to get on board.
Do not inflate your life jacket until you've left the aircraft!
Too much. You spoiled him.
We're on our way to Heathrow now, and although the aircraft's not going to be around for too much longer, let's take a look at the seat area on board the Boeing 767-300. Now, although I paid for an economy class fare, there was space to select this Club Europe seat on today's flight, and the first thing you notice is a small coat hook on the back of the seat in front. The overall design and feel of this seat, yes, it's pretty old-fashioned compared to modern jets, but the tray table itself was very large indeed, plenty of room for a snack or to do some work on, and of course you've got a small indentation to keep a drink secure. As you'd expect, the tray table can be adjusted to bring it a little bit closer to you should you need it. Now, a feature that I really did like on board this aircraft was the fact there was 2 pouches on the back of the seat in front of you to keep magazines or your personal belongings. And in the main one at the back here, you'll see, of course, the safety card for the aircraft. You've got your British Airways High Life magazine and the menu card for any buy on board items you wish to purchase. I was very impressed as well by the legroom on this flight. Now, for a business class cabin, it may not be class leading, but for a short trip to London, it was very comfortable today. Here's a closer look at the seat on the 767, which for me is actually one of the better business class products that you'll find on a British Airways flight in Europe. I'll be pretty sad to see it go. Now, quite controversially for a national airline, BA do charge economy passengers for food and drink, but what I had on board today was really tasty, which isn't really surprising when you consider that this isn't just any in-flight food, this is M&S in-flight food. As we leave mainland Europe, I thought now would be a good time to remind you can track my progress on all of my flights and keep up to date with the latest information on the channel by visiting my Instagram and Twitter accounts. British Airways is actually a founding member of the One World Alliance, which means for the passenger you can earn miles and points to use on a number of airlines worldwide.
Just passing through 17,000 feet, and the weather has improved slightly, but there's obviously still backlog from earlier delays, so I've been told around about 10 minutes holding delays, so around about twice around the hole before commencing our final approach into London Heathrow.
So there you have it, welcome to London Heathrow Terminal 5 after that flight of British Airways on the Boeing 767. I had a really great time on board the aircraft today. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Now it's time to share with you my final thoughts on the trip, starting off in Frankfurt. Now, Frankfurt Terminal 2, it's okay, but it's certainly not my favourite terminal I've been to in the world. While when you stay landside there's plenty to see and do, I found when departing from the E-gates today it was a little bit quieter. It got a little bit boring in places, and also quite a lot of queues at both passport control and security today. Getting on board the 767 was very exciting for me personally, but sadly, just after we boarded the aircraft, the captain had to make the announcement that due to weather here in the UK, there was an air traffic control restriction, which meant about a 1 hour and 15-minute delay. What I would say is that the cabin crew stepped into action at this point and were absolutely fantastic. And as I said in previous videos, the crew can make or break a flight, and they were fantastic today. Particularly the purser was very visible in the cabin, making sure that passengers were informed about any connections wherever possible, and just generally keeping passengers in high spirits, as were all of the crew indeed. During the flight, of course, there's no free food or drink on board for economy class passengers, which of course isn't great when you consider that British Airways is a national airline when compared to other European carriers. But I would say, although that is a bit of a slight, the Marks and Spencer food on board is very tasty indeed and pretty good value for money. And then the 767 itself. Well, as an aviation enthusiast, I adored my trip on board this aircraft today. But what I would say is, as much as I liked it, you can kind of see why British Airways are going to be retiring this aircraft soon. It simply needs a lot of love to keep it going. The cabin itself was very tired and worn out, and for the airline itself, the aircraft is just not as efficient as some of the more modern jets available on the market now. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I certainly enjoyed the trip. Sadly, the delay meant that the next flight for me has not been made, so I've got to cancel my travels today, but it's just one of those things when you are dealing with weather. If you have any feedback, please do leave it in the comment section below, and of course, if you haven't already, please do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, because only with your support can the channel continue to grow and I can give you more content in future. Most of all, take care.